Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my first video of my makeup collection. So I'm going to be doing my foundations first because I do have a lot of foundations and a lot of people have different concerns when they're looking for foundation. And for me, myself, I have oily, sensitive skin. So a lot of the products that I'm going to be talking about today are going to be specific, obviously, to my skin. So if you have oily skin, sensitive skin, these foundations are probably going to be best for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first foundation I have is the Bourjois Healthy Mix foundation, and I got this whenever I did a swap with the girl in the UK. This is one of my favorite foundations. I use this one almost every single day, and it is drugstore. We don't have them in our drugstores here in the United States, but we can get them online. But this is just one of my favorite foundations. It's kind of got a like demi finish. It's not matte, it's not too dewy, it's just perfect, and I feel like it'll work for all skin types, so not people specifically with oily skin or people specifically with dry skin. So I think it'll work great for everyone. Okay, so the next foundation I want to talk about is the Loreal Infallible. A lot of people have talked about this. I really like this, but because I do have oily skin, I think it works best for me. People with dry skin may not like it. You may want to use like a thick moisturizer and a really hydrating primer if you want to try this out, because it is super matte and it's matte and it's beautiful and it really lasts forever. So I really like this one. The only thing I don't like is they really don't have a great color selection. This one is the lightest one and it's still pretty dark for me. Actually, this one's the second lightest one because the lightest one was way too pink, but it's still too dark. So I hope they do expand their range on this one. So the next foundation I actually have 4 of them. This is the Este Lauder Double Wear, and I was actually tanning when I was using this a ton. I use this every once in a while, but I found that I like other foundations better just because this one is a little bit heavy, but it has phenomenal coverage. So I understand why people use it all the time and why everyone likes it. I have it in 4 different shades. This one's 1 in 1. I have 1C1, 1 in 2, and 3C1. So when I'm tanning, I use the 3C1, and I kind of just like am in between shades sometimes, so that's why I have so many of them. But I do love this foundation. The next foundation I have, this was sent to me from Pacifica. This is one of their new foundations. This is the Dreamy Cover Bare Face Serum Foundation, and it has SPF 20. This one I was really nervous about because when I first got it, you can hear it, it's like super watery, which obviously it's a serum, so it's going to be a little bit more liquidy. But once you shake it a lot and you get it to a normal texture, it's really nice. I like this one, and I'm not much of a light coverage person. So I really like this for like beach days, or if I'm just hanging out and I want to put something on my face, or if I'm just running to the grocery store, something like that. So this one's really good for light coverage. It does have SPF, and it does feel light on the face. It feels like absolutely nothing is there, and it kind of feels like water when you put it on your hand to put it on. So this one's really nice, and it's really inexpensive. The next foundation I have is the Too Faced Born This Way. I really like this foundation. I'm going to say I really like them because I like most of the foundations I get. I usually sample them out or just listen to what other people say, so I typically end up liking them. There will be a few that I don't necessarily care for, but I still have them for some reason. So this is the Born This Way, and I love everything about this one except the color range, which I know that they're coming out with a new color range, so I might have to just get a lighter color and then like mix it in with this one, because this one's not too terribly dark, but it is kind of yellow on me, so I would rather have one that matches me a little better because it is a great foundation. Now the next foundation I have is probably a foundation that people with dry skin that would get. This one I took a recommendation from Kathleen Lights because she has great recommendations always. So this is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi, and I really love this. I do have oily skin, so it does get oily kind of fast, like within 4 hours. You know, I'll want to blot or put some more powder on, but it's just a really great foundation, especially if you want that dewy look and you don't want to pay for the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. Okay, so my dog is in the room and he decided he wants to sit on the back of my chair. So you might see him like peeking around. He's looking at my like organizer right there, but just don't mind that. This is the Doucce All Day Mineral Foundation. I love this foundation. It has amazing coverage. It's really comparable to the Double Wear. And it isn't as like heavy feeling or as thick feeling. The only thing is that this is the lightest shade. It says 1A2 I feel like it was different shading online, but I'm not sure. But this one is the lightest color, and it is a little too dark, as you can see, but when I self-tan, this is an amazing color. So the next foundation I have is the Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo Foundation. Now I have two of these. One, again, when I was self-tanning, I was super dark, and then I have one that's like super light. It's probably one of the lightest colors. I really enjoy how amazing this foundation covers, but it breaks me out so bad. Like, I really liked it when I was tanning. As you can see, part of the bottle is gone, and then I went and bought a color when I was lighter, and apparently I didn't remember why I stopped using it because I haven't used it at all. I literally used it 1 or 2 times, and it breaks me out so bad every single time. So I think I might actually return this one. Obviously I can't return this guy, but I think I'm gonna return the light one because I absolutely never use it. Like, the coverage is phenomenal, and if you don't have super sensitive skin, this foundation may be great for you, but for me, it breaks me out like crazy. So as you can tell, I really like full coverage foundations. The next one I have to talk about is the Makeup Forever HD foundation. This was the old version. I know that they came out with a new one, and I never really got into this foundation. I don't know what it was. The coverage wasn't super great. The color selection wasn't super great. I know that they have like 25 or 30 colors, but none of them matched me perfectly. I don't know. I just never fell in love with this foundation. It does look good when you take pictures, but it doesn't look great. I feel like there's other foundations that could do a better job. So I'm not really a fan of the Makeup Forever HD foundation. So the next one I have, I haven't used this one in forever because, again, I got it when I was tanning. So this is the Cover FX, and it's the Natural Finish Oil-Free Foundation. So this one was really nice. It was more like a medium coverage. It was super light feeling on the skin, but it's really dark, so I haven't used it in a long time because I haven't been tanning as much. So this foundation was really nice, but I don't think I would repurchase this one. The next foundation I have is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid, and this has an SPF of 15. This is my absolute favorite foundation. They have a perfect color range, so it matches me perfectly, and it's such a nice foundation. It's got full coverage, it doesn't break me out, it's just phenomenal. And I know that I'm saying a lot of the same things about these foundations because I always go for the same type of foundation, but I just wanted to show you guys which ones I have and what I thought of them. So I'm really obsessed with this guy. If I'm not wearing this, I'm usually wearing the Bourjois one. So even probably mixing these two together, I haven't done that yet, which I don't know why I haven't, but they would probably be the perfect combination because this one's got a more dewy side and this one's pretty matte. So I'm gonna try that, but I really like the MAC Studio Fluid Fix. Alright, so the next one I have is the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation, and this one is the perfect color. It's got a good powder that comes with it, but I like the BH, or it doesn't come with it, but it's like, it's got the same name, they're in the same line. It's really nice. It's got full coverage, and I would really, I think that this is really comparable to the MAC Studio Fix. Where did I put it? I think it's really comparable to this, although the MAC one is a lot cheaper. I think this one's like 28 or 30 bucks, and this one's like 44 or 45. So I definitely prefer the MAC Studio Fix over the Smashbox Studio Skin. The next 3 foundations I have are from Clinique. So I have 2 of the Acne Solution ones, just because I was different colors. One's a darker shade and one's a little bit lighter. And then I also have the Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation, and this one has amazing coverage, and it says it's a foundation and concealer. I always use a separate concealer. I don't usually use the foundation as a concealer for some reason. The only thing I have to say about this one is they don't make a light enough shade for me, so I have to mix in Jackie Oats from Lush Cosmetics. But otherwise, this foundation is amazing. And then these Acne Solutions, I'd say that they have a medium coverage, and they also have salicylic acid acne treatment. So I have noticed that, you know, if I keep using this foundation and I don't mix other ones, my face doesn't break out as much. So I really do like this foundation, and these are almost pretty much empty. So after a few more uses, I won't have any more of that. So the next foundation I have is the Covergirl Outlast Stay Fabulous, and this is a 3-in-1. It's got some SPF in it. It's got an SPF of 20, and this is in the shade 805. I think it's one of the lightest ones because I'm very light, but this is a really good foundation. It says it's oil free. The only thing I don't like is around 6 hours. It kind of oxidizes around my nose, but Otherwise, it's a really good foundation. I just wouldn't use this one if it's super hot outside and you're going to be wearing it all day. I would definitely use like the MAC Studio Fix or something, but otherwise this is a really good foundation, and I think it's like $8 or something, so you really can't go wrong if you're balling on a budget with this one. Another good drugstore foundation is the Revlon Colorstay, and I have this one in the shade 180, which is sand beige, and I really love this one. This one does last all day, unlike that one, unlike the Covergirl one, so I would definitely choose this one over this, and I believe this one's cheaper too, so I really like this guy. They do have a good color range, I would say better than this one, so if you're trying to choose between the two, the Revlon Colorstay is amazing, and it also has a really good coverage. Alright, so the last foundation I know I have like 15 or 20, but it's a little ridiculous. But anyways, this is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra 24-Hour Makeup. So this one has an SPF of 15. Again, the only thing I would say about this foundation that is negative is that they have a great color range, but nothing worked for my skin. It was either too yellow, too pink, too dark, something. So I really like this, and I think it is like $48, and I would repurchase this one because the coverage is great. It comes in like amazing packaging. It's got a pump, it's got the frosted glass, it's beautiful, and it lasts all day. It's just a really nice, you pay for luxury. So this one's a good one. I recommend that if you haven't tried it, get a sample at Sephora, and it's got great coverage. So if you're looking for a full coverage foundation, this is a good one. Alright guys, so that was everything that I had. That was all my foundations in my collection. I do have quite a handful, but if you guys have some foundations that you absolutely love and I don't have them in my collection, mention them down below because I'd love to see what they are. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching it or if you'd like to see more of my makeup collection. I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye!